8 ordinary cars with amazing engines. When a manufacturer makes an awesome sporty engine, sometimes it can find its way into the more mundane reaches of their model lineup. Here are some great examples of iconic engines in more ordinary cars. Lexus GS 300. In 300 form, this luxury Lexus barge comes with a naturally aspirated version of the 3-litre 2JZ inline-6 engine, which makes it ripe for modifying. That means that the GS has loads of potential to be a wicked sleeper. With the ability to lock the automatic gearbox into second, it can even make for an unconventional drift weapon. Nissan Stagea. We all love the go faster Nissan Stagea models, and in its hottest form it's essentially a Skyline GTR underneath with a twin-turbo 2.6-litre RB26. Even in its more vanilla forms, the Stagea still gets the 2.5-litre twin-cam single-turbo RB25. Volkswagen Passat W8. Just before the Phaeton became a thing, VW's halo luxury car was the Passat W8. The 4-litre engine made 271 bhp and 273 pound-foot of torque, and is best thought of as two V4 engines with very narrow angle cylinder banks and a flat plane crankshaft. Unfortunately, such a unique engine layout meant that the W8 didn't sell well, particularly since the Phaeton was more luxurious when it went on sale 1 year after the Passat W8, averaging around 10,000 sales per year between 2001 and 2004. Toyota Century. The Toyota Century is arguably the coolest car ever conceived. I mean, just look at it. It's the evil henchman's whip, and as such it has a suitably cool engine under that massive bonnet. Since the second generation Century was introduced in 1997, it's had a V12 at its heart, making it the only front-engined rear-wheel drive Japanese road car to have V12 power. Lancia Thema 8.32. Lancia is best known for making the Delta Integrale rally weapon, but the company has a much more rich and vibrant history than many give it credit for. The Thema 8.32 is a great example of this, as it's packing a very Italian V8. Borrowed from the Ferrari 308, the engine was altered slightly to be more suitable for use in a family car. A cross-plane type crankshaft was used in place of the flat plane crank, smaller valves were fitted, and a different firing order was used. This combined to give the engine 212 bhp in its hottest tune. Volkswagen Touareg V10. You probably weren't expecting a diesel on this list, but the Touareg's V10 is a mighty engine. The 5-litre unit made 308 bhp and a staggering 553 pound-foot, ensuring that despite pushing along a massive 4x4, it could pull like gravity, as one over-enthusiastic magazine put it at the time. Sadly, emissions regulations made it difficult for the unit, and it was eventually replaced by a V6 TDI power plant. Lincoln LS. The Lincoln LS looks like the sort of car that OAPs drive when they've given up on life and just want to be beige until everything's over. Except it's really not. The LS came with a Jaguar V8 and had 50-50 weight distribution. The downside being that the V8 only came as an automatic because the V6's manual transmission couldn't handle the V8's torque. In its first generation, the engine was 3.9 litres in size, making 252 bhp and 267 pound-foot of torque. For the second generation, this was up to 280 bhp and 286 pound-foot. Mercedes-Benz S600. When Horacio Pagani was looking for an engine for his new Zonda C12 supercar, he turned to Mercedes for help. The engine he sourced from the Germans was the M120 6-litre V12 found in the S600. So, pick up a used S600 and you've got yourself a luxury cruiser with a bona fide supercar engine. Sure, it's hardly ordinary, but in comparison to a Zonda it is.
Do you want to laugh so hard that you throw a rod? Well, check out Muscle vs. Tuner on the new Car Throttle Android app and keep up to date with all our new videos. Is that good?
Cheers, mate.
No worries, mate. What? What's that? What was that look for?